Welcome to your community. This is your hometown. This is Walton Entertainment. This is where you can hear from the community and those making a difference. We explore topics, local festivals, arts and entertainment, and local news. For this program and much more, visit us online at yourlocalstream.com. That's yourlocalstream.com.
Hi, I'm Jody Johnson. I'm here with the Recreation Report. Spring is in the air and we've got a lot of activity going on. We had our opening day of baseball this past weekend on the 27th, and we had a huge crowd, folks, that came out to Criswell Park and to West Walton Park. The games lasted from 9 in the morning up to about 6 o'clock at night, and as always, a parking place was hard to find, and that's to be expected. Normally these parks aren't built for those large crowds for the one-time event, so it is a little harder on those days. And we apologize if you were one of the ones that had to walk that extra few feet to get to your child, your friend's games, but that's just kind of part of the opening day rituals that you're going to have unexpected or expected large crowds, and we try to accommodate. But anyway, it was the weather was kind of iffy that particular Thursday night going into Friday morning. Our maintenance staff and athletic staff did a great job of going out and getting the facilities safe for everyone to participate. We started on Friday night with our 4-year-olds. And then Saturday, the rest of the age groups played throughout the day. Our season will continue up until April 2nd or 3rd, that Thursday, and then we'll take off for spring break, Easter and spring break, and then we'll come back around April 12th and continue our season all the way till mid-May. That goes for our baseball and softball, our soccer, and we'll also take a break with our track program. And so all the spring sports are doing real well. Our fall sports are beginning. Our summer sports will come first, with a registration coming up real soon for all of our summer sports. And I'll hold a flyer up for that real soon, which will be our summer basketball. We also have our fishing derby up at Meridian Park. And then we're advertising some new programs as well, including volleyball for the youth. So we're trying to expand into a few other areas. This year we're looking at trying to do some type of summer volleyball. Then we'll start doing some kind of lacrosse or field hockey here pretty soon. That seems to be kind of a new wave of sporting events that is growing in the area. So we're going to start trying to see what interest we can get here. As always, we're looking for volunteers for any of those programs, we just go to our website or go by one of our offices. We'd love to have you come and volunteer with us. We'll give you all the information that you need to be. If you don't have the knowledge of that particular sport, we'll give you some tutorials on that. But we're looking for good role models, especially what we're looking for here at the Recreation Department. Our facilities are open for use. There's a few pavilions that are out there for rent as well, and as always, our community centers are open for you to join at a minimal cost. If you're over age 60, those things are free at a one-time $20 access card that you purchase. So it's a great place to go and work out. It's a very clean environment. Our staff does a good job of going up, if not every hour, and spraying down the equipment and wiping it down. So it's a great place to go and exercise. Right now, our senior aerobics program. As last year when the COVID pandemic hit, it really took a big toll on a lot of our seniors from coming to our senior aerobics classes. And over the past month, it has continued to get back to more normal numbers of folks that are coming out and doing that. I would really encourage, if you know someone, to let them know about this senior aerobics program. It is a free program. They play music. When we say aerobics, sometimes it scares folks off, but you can go at your own pace. We have chairs there. You can sit down and do the aerobics program, move your hands, listen to the music, or you can get up and really do the dance type steps that they're doing. They listen to some great older music, and it really will make a world of difference in the health of any of your seniors, age 55 and up. We have people that are in the 55s range, and we have people in the mid to upper 90s that are doing this program. So we're up to around 65 to 70 participants. Pre-pandemic, we were at about 100. We're really spread out inside the gyms. We have multiple classes throughout the county. We do it 5 days a week here in Walton County. We're soon to be doing it 6 days a week. Well, currently we're doing it 4. We will be moving to 6 once the new community center is built in Social Circle. So it's a great exercise program that really is a budget friendly because it is free. Our staff does a good job with that. Jane Bico and Valerie Ermetz, and they do a good job with that program. So look forward to that continuing. The other programs that we have in Walton County, facilities that are being built as we speak. Our splash park is in the final stages. We have a little bit more landscaping to do, and then work out some of the smaller equipment that's going to go and put in place. But we're really looking for an opening day somewhere around between May 1st and May 15th is when the splash park, dog park will be opening up in the between area. So really look for that. It will be on our Facebook page, on our website. As soon as the weather really warms up, I know the kids will be wanting to get out there and utilize that splash park. It's going to be a great addition to some of the facilities we have here in Walton County. The community center in South Walton is really on track. It's on track to be completed somewhere around December. So we'll have it ready for our youth basketball program next year in the South Walton area. So that will be a great addition, not only for the basketball athletic program, but for the senior aerobics classes that we'll have there, and for the workout centers that we'll have for all the people in the south end of the county. Right now they're having to travel all the way to Monroe to do that. They'll have the access to their own community center and workout areas. So a lot of places you can go and do multiple activities, whether it's frisbee golf or just walking around a walking trail and walking your dog. We have a park for you. Go to our website at waltoncountyga.gov. A park near you is the easiest way to see the amenities that we have. There are tons of opportunities here in Walton County for you to get out and enjoy the spring weather that we're going to have here after Easter. So until next time, and always remember, sportsmanship starts at home, and we hope to see you at a park soon. Thank you very much.
Hey everybody, I'm Isaac with Reboot, giving you the Reboot Tech Tip. Just want to talk a little bit today about, these days the whole streaming versus cable TV option thing. That's a big topic right now. We've actually helped a lot of people switch from cable TV over to streaming. Lots of questions about it. Lots of people kind of going back and forth about it. So I just want to give you a couple tips, couple facts about it. So there's a couple alternatives to having cable TV now. Good alternatives. The two major ones I can think of is called Hulu TV and also YouTube TV. I'm a little more partial towards the YouTube TV one, and I'll give you a couple facts about each. The Hulu TV, basically you get, I think it's 4 hours of DVR time, so you can have 4 hours of like recording your favorite shows and stuff like that for a certain amount of money, and then anything above that's going to cost you more money. I think the bottom one's about $54.99 a month, or maybe $64.99 a month. The Hulu one is a little glitchy. For whatever reason, it tries to locate you, like where you're at, and if what you put in doesn't match, it has a problem, and it will try and change where your location is halfway through the year. It's kind of glitchy, so they haven't quite figured that out yet. And if you go over 3 location changes, then they make you pay more money. So I typically will steer people away from that one just because of the glitches like that, and it will cost you a little more than the YouTube TV. So for both of these though, you get local channels. You know, you can pull Fox 5 out of Atlanta, you can pull WSB TV out of Atlanta. So you get all the local stuff, which is great. And then they throw in another, I don't know what it is, 50, 60 channels, you know, like Bravo and FX and, you know, all the popular stuff. So both of them have that going for them. One of the reasons I like the YouTube TV a little bit more, it doesn't have a lot of glitches with it. They've pretty much worked out all the issues. And also with the YouTube TV, you get unlimited DVR. So you can record as many shows as you like, and you can keep them for as long as you like. You don't actually have to go in and delete stuff or whatever. So if you want to record a basketball game that's on Fox 5, you can record it. And if you want to record 8 other shows at the same time, you can do that. And again, you get all the local, all the local channels. I think if I'm not mistaken, it will automatically know your location when you sign in or whatever. Maybe it just believes what you actually put into the form. That may be what it is. But so again, and then with both of these, you can actually download the app to your phone. So the YouTube TV app or the Hulu app, you can put them on your phone. You can put them on tablets. You can watch it from a computer, and you can watch this stuff from anywhere in the world, which is great. So again, there's lots of advantages, to doing the streaming the TV now, because the cable prices and the satellite prices have gotten so high. Typically, you're paying over $100 for your TV, whereas opposed to the Hulu and the YouTube, I think they're right at the same price. They're right about $60, $65 a piece a month. Obviously, you have to have internet to run both of them. But as far as I'm concerned, I think that most people are going to move to that in the future, especially since now the internet is getting so much faster with fiber optic cabling and all that stuff. The internet is just going to keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. One of the recommendations we typically will make to people is go ahead and switch to something like that, because I believe that eventually most people are actually going to move to that, and the cable stuff will probably kind of begin to go away altogether, but we'll see. Obviously, I can't tell the future. If you got questions about this type of stuff, contact your local tech guy, or you can Google stuff on the internet, and it can help you, walk through questions on this stuff. But anyway, that's it for the day. Isaac with Reboot, giving you the Reboot Tech Tip.
The mission of Project Renewal is to provide the support and services necessary for families and individuals in the Georgia counties of Rockdale, Newton, and Walton to live in a violence-free home.
So back in 2012, I met my partner, and we were together for a few months, and then we became pregnant. Not long after we met each other, he wanted me to move in with him and became pretty possessive already in the first few months of being together. Not long after I became pregnant, he wanted to move us out of state, and he did. We moved out of state, had me quit my job, and while we were up there, I didn't have much contact with my family, but I was able to come back down to Georgia to be able to birth my son. Not long after that, he moved us to Florida, and everything actually seemed really nice. He moved us around a lot. Different jobs, different houses, new environments all the time. And I kind of now realize that he was trying to keep me from making connections with people and having close relationships with anybody. While in Florida, things became escalated. He started verbally abusing me a good bit. He started mentally abusing me, putting me down constantly, and it was kind of a cycle of, one day he could be really nice, and then the next day and the next day it starts building up with tension, and everything seems to be my fault. It doesn't matter what I do, it's not right. And then before you know it, he lashes out. It was not until 2015 he put his hands on me physically, and one morning, and knocked me out. And the police came and they arrested him, and I told my family about that incident, and I tried to leave. And upon leaving, I went home to my family, and I did not go to a shelter. I did not seek help other than my family. And although they were supportive, I was not in the right mindset. I was lost and very confused. And so I ended up going back to him just a couple months later. And it really got worse when I got back, because there was resentment of me leaving, and the next year that I was with him, it was constant physical abuse. It was, you know, he was never home. It was constant physical abuse, and my son was witnessing it. And I took it for about a year. When I heard about Project Renewal, I realized that there were options out there. I had always heard of a shelter or a safe house, but you don't hear much about them because obviously, you know, most places like that are going to stay more anonymous. So we were able to contact the Sheriff's Department for Walton County from Florida, and, you know, kind of let them know what was going on and the risk that was being involved with me leaving Florida, the threats that were made towards me. And I was able to kind of make like an escape plan with my family. And I was able to kind of read up on that on the Project Renewal website and learn about, you know, the things that you really need to take along with you, the things that are not, you know, materialistic things that can be replaced, and the things that are very important documents. I was able to kind of get a binder together, get all this information together. And I was able to leave one morning while my abuser was at work. And me and my son hopped in the car and we drove 7 hours straight to the Sheriff's Department. And from the Sheriff's Department, I called Project Renewal and spoke with them over the phone. And they were very kind to me on the phone, very empathetic, which is something that I had not had a lot of, you know, emotion towards lately. And I was able to drive over to the location with an escort. And once I got there, I didn't realize how tense I had felt from the whole situation. And I didn't realize, like, the state of mind that I was in, because once I got there and I realized I was actually safe, my whole body just like broke down, but a good breakdown. I felt relieved. I felt relieved, and I felt like I could breathe for once. I had felt like I was drowning for so long, and it took me a long time to realize the danger I was in, because I didn't want to admit that I was the victim in it.
Good morning to you. I'm Michael Davis, coming to you today from the Walton County Extension Office here in downtown Monroe. Like, a few things on a reminder about is we still have soil sample bags, plenty of those available. We've got quite a few folks who are coming in, but our price has gone up for soil samples. It used to be $7, it's now $10. So it's kind of, you know, it's one of those things that's kind of sign of the times. We've had to increase the price on those, but we have plenty of those for you. Come on in, get a bag from us, and send your soil back to us, and we'll send it off and you'll get your test results. We also still have the water kits for people who are testing their well water. And of course, those prices vary depending upon the type of test that you would like to desire to have for your well water. But if you need more attention about that, contact our office at 770-267-1324, and we'll give you update information on that. You may see this tag out every now and then around on some of our vehicles. It's a tag that supports the 4-H programs. These tags can be purchased through the College of Agriculture and Environmental Sciences there at UGA. So if that's something that may interest you, that you might like to have one of these on your vehicle, see them. And they are a good looking tag. And not only do they support 4-H, they support those Go Dogs too. As far as 4-H news, we've got a few things going on as we're winding down the year. We will be going to our poultry judging area contest this month, and as we all know, or should know, poultry is our #1 agricultural economic business in our state, and it is the main driving force of our agricultural base. And poultry is the backbone of that for us. And poultry judging this year changed a little bit. It's now geared to look like the national contest. So we've had to do some changes quickly with that. Now, that doesn't mean we had to change everything, because still the main focus is past production of laying hens. And when we say past production, that means we're judging our chickens on the number of eggs they have already laid. And there's a lot of things that go into that. But one of the key things is, I don't know if you've ever noticed this, but from time to time, your chickens, you know, they'll lay and then they'll stop laying. Well, it's because they have to rest. And when they rest, they put this yellow pigment back into their bodies. So that's one of the key things, is looking for the removal of that yellow pigment in and around the beak and the eyes and on their legs and shanks and hocks and feet. Because when it's gone, we know that hen's laying a lot of eggs. One thing new that has been interesting this year is we now have to judge breaded products. And we've never done that before. So now we have to judge those chicken nuggets out there, which has been interesting. And I didn't realize there was so much to that. There are basically 5 general category areas that we have to look for. One is the coverage of the coating and the color of that coating. The consistency or shape. Now we know that there are some chicken nuggets in the form of dinosaurs and those kinds of things. We understand that. But we don't want any dinosaur head missing or the back fins missing, so they need to be consistent. Sometimes they get stuck together. That shouldn't happen. But if it does, that's called a cluster or an aggregate of product. We try to weed that out. Every now and then you'll get a patty that might be broke or cracked. Well, we try to also weed those out, but sometimes they sneak through. That's called the completeness of product. And finally, we want to make sure that there's no foreign materials on any of those nuggets or patties, and certainly would not want that to slip through. So that's one of the new areas that is part of our poultry judging. And the scorecard is very similar to like any data chart that you may have. We first of all mark it on paper, and then finally we transfer those onto a computer, and it's all done electronic. Saves us from having to grade them by hand. So we'll be going down to Henry County for our area contest coming up in the middle of this month, and we've been working now for about 2 months, and we're looking forward to that contest. We're wrapping up our year, and but we're still here for you if there's anything you need from the 4-H office, whether it's dealing with agriculture, natural resources, or 4-H and youth. Feel free to get in touch with us. Our address, of course, is 100 North Main Street. We're on the corner Spring and Broad. And 100 North Broad Street, not Main Street. I call it the Main Street. But anyway, we're at the corner Spring and Broad. We're right next to Peyton Pettis State Farm Insurance Agency. And our phone number is 770-267-1324. And we look forward to helping you with any of your problems that you may have. Again, Michael Davis here with you from the 4-H office with the University of Georgia Corporate Extension Service. Have a great day.
Creative artists can offer you a wide range of video production. Call the experts and discuss your project today, whether it's your special event or your company. Creative Artist, 770-267-7368. Creative Artist produces this program you're watching. Call Creative Artist today, 770-267-7368. Creative Artist, they'll put you in the spotlight.
Well, it's always a joy and pleasure to be with you guys and Guyettes, so I could not leave our girls out. I'm just used to being one of the boys in my household, and now we have a little granddaughter, and that has been a new adventure. So I've turned her into a little tomboy, but she's a lot of joy. But just want to let you guys kind of know where we're at, what we've been through, and Fish, as of last month, is now 30 years old. I have been with Fish 21 of the 30 years, and it has been a joy, but it has also been a lot of challenges. And I always tell everybody I'm blessed that I get the front row seat as I watch God work every day in people's lives. And as I watch as a community, a great community like Walton County, how when the need is there, the community just reacts positively. And I've been pollinated, so y'all, we COVIDed back in January, so we're good. But what we've done over the years, 30 years ago when we first got started, the group of churches came together as the mama group would meet, and the churches would, pastors pray for each other, and come together as churches and put on events like the National Day of Prayer, the Freedom on the 4th of July that we used to do, and things like that. And so in that, they were talking about there was so much poverty and so much need, but they were just kind of throwing money at it, and the preachers were having to stop what they were doing to make a decision, and they really needed to be at the hospital, and shepherding the sheep. And so they talked about fish, starting faith and serving humanity, and that's how we began. And as y'all know, we started in a little storefront next to Jeff Coates Barbershop. And from the get-go, we had a thrift store. Again, I'm sorry. And so from that, the thrift store was to pay all the overhead, and it still does. We now have the 2 thrift stores, which are done phenomenal. We really got tight a few years ago, just so much, and there's so much coming in, and trying to keep the payroll down. But we were able to move and shake and redevelop ourselves with the thrift stores, and so now we sell wholesale to another chain. And so the number 1 stuff goes in the store, number 2 and 3 items go on this trailer. And those trailers generate close to about $20,000 a month. And so that $20,000 goes to Fish Medical. So where the stores were being drained so much to keep Fish Medical and Dental going, now that takes care of that so that the thrift stores can actually have a little breathing room. And the thing is we've been looking for buildings over the years. I've got files of different business plans that I've created and prayed over, and it just wasn't in the cards. The Lord just didn't want us in some of these locations. And I've learned to accept that and know that. So what He showed us is you can do right where you're at. So if you'll go by on Madison Avenue, you'll see that there's this really big building. Some folks thought we were fixing to make apartments from the homeless, and I'm like, no. But what we did was we went to South Carolina and bought a 30 by 40 foot cooler that a company was selling. We got it for $10,000, normally it'd be about $70,000 or $80,000. Took it down, loaded it up. We looked like the Beverly Hillbillies. Thank goodness my husband's a farmer, and we got a long trailer, and we had everything strapped to it, and we had another tractor trailer there, and brought it back to Georgia. And so we built a building. Actually, the money that we got through, you know how you could get the small business loans at a small interest rate? Because over 2 million pounds of food goes through that little building each year. And we knew we had to do something so that we weren't losing so much product. So now we have that 30 by 40 foot building there. And in the meantime, we went ahead and enclosed in where the marketplace used to be. So we've got dry goods there. We're totally renovating and expanding inside just so that we can take care of the product better. And we never stopped anything, but we did shut the stores down for 2 weeks during COVID. But as far as the ministry, medical, dental, and all that, we never stopped anything. It was just everything was done via cars, going out to the cars. Medication, Kelly Farmer just kept filling those prescriptions. Of course, we protected him, but we would go out and take the medicine to the cars. So we maintained everybody that way. What we found was that was a more efficient way, and so we're continuing to do that. Yes, we do let people come in if they need to, but most of everybody, pretty much, it streamlines them. We're taking the applications over the phone. Folks are pretty savvy with their phones now, even our elderly folks. They take pictures of their paperwork and send it right on to us. So that's been a real blessing to do that. But after 30 years, when we look back and you look at fish and what we've been for the community, Actually, Fish is the community. I tell everybody I got lots of bosses, but he's the main boss. I just try to, you know, I want to make sure that we're doing his will and not ours. There are situations that you look at and work through that maybe you don't want to help because you're frustrated with somebody, but the Spirit tells you you got to be compassionate and understanding. Some of our biggest challenges over these 21 years that I've been a part is the mental illness that we see. But when you look at the ministry right now and what we're capable of doing with that big cooler, as y'all know, the farm to family boxes, what you might not, a lot of folks don't understand the big picture, but what was happening being a farmer's wife is there are farmers, especially dairy farmers, their only contract is with the school system. So when the school shut down, that cow, you can't go tell that cow, hey, school shut down, you shut down. You know, that cow's got to be milked. So bless their heart, they were literally going out to the field and emptying those tanks of milk in the fields. And restaurants shut down. So all of the produce, all of that was just being turned under. And thankfully someone had some common sense to say, hey, let's help the farmer, let's buy it from them, and then give it out to the ones that are hurting right now. So we've been doing that for several months. We do it once a month. And we get about $1,100 to $1,300 boxes a month. The city of Monroe has been very gracious to help us close down the streets over there because we take it right from our cooler now. And that has worked out wonderfully. If you look at the faces of those in the vehicles that are coming to pick up, most of them are your elderly. We have a seniors in crisis program. What that's about is a lot of our seniors worked in the mills all their lives, worked hard, but their pension and all of that is not very big. And then their Social Security. So as y'all know, we're preparing for a big rush on food. And the reason for that is when you think of our seniors, is that Social Security isn't going to increase at all. And the gas prices going up, where are they going to get the money to put in their car to go to their doctor's appointments, to go out to the stores or whatever? They have to take it from their groceries. We're very cautious. We make sure that they have cat food, dog food. We have all of that gets donated so that they're not spending their money on that. When they come to us and they're in the donut hole, that means that kind of like they've got a huge deductible they have to meet before their Medicare and stuff starts paying more. Sometimes it's as much as they need $300 to $400 to get their medicine. It's bad when they have to decide between heat and eating. It's bad when they have to decide between medication or eating. And so those are the things that we hear from our seniors. And so we're very cautious with them. We even deliver to them. I think I've shared with y'all before how people were getting $20 to take them just a few blocks and then would pick through their food. We stopped that. We told them, if you need it, we'll deliver it. So we probably got about 40 or 45 seniors that we deliver to. The whole COVID thing, we were very blessed that we really didn't have a lot of people out with that. A lot of our seniors, you know, we were very cautious with them. We would leave their food on the doorstep. You know, we tried very hard to be as careful as we could interacting with them as well. And of course, our volunteer base is seniors. And so, you know, we had a lot of them that for a time of period, they stayed home. So therefore, we were trying to keep meeting the need. Well, when you talk about the need is on a Thursday night, I get the phone call, hey Cindy, Board of Education just met, they're shutting down the schools. And I said, well, Monday we need to be ready to feed these kids. And so it was just great to see how the community come around, and we just jumped right in there and started feeding the kids and delivering. And we had like, I think we ended up 191,000 sack lunches that we fed last summer, really spring to summer. And what we found during that is normally the kids that we have are on our routes and everything, but we were getting calls outside in the county because parents were having to stay home that normally wouldn't. And there were some people that hadn't got the PPP loans to pay their employees, so they were home, no money, bunch of children at home. And so we started the Fish for Kids Grub Hub. We had a lot of professionals that were home because businesses were shut down, and they would come. Dessa Morrissey's on my executive committee. She's just a great girl. So Dessa would line up people, give them, you know, 2 or 3 addresses and the lunches, and then they would go out and deliver those to those families. And we did that all summer. One of the things we were able to do is we did 6 lunches rather than the normal 5. So we're going to continue to do that this summer. We're going to be serving Monday, Wednesday, Friday. They get 2 lunches each of those days to still give us a little break and not be on top of each other. And then, of course, the kids will get the hygiene kits that we always give them. But the whole thing with the families and the community and everything that was done last year for those kids was remarkable. We did not have any outbreaks of COVID from the volunteers or anything like that. Families that we were serving, we didn't get any bad feedback. Only thing was really positive things. But that, there again, that's how this community comes together. I got a call this week about the Conestoga situation and where are people now. And basically, you know, that was a situation that we saw the need and we went to help. So it was in stages that we did it. First stage was we were ready to come in, and I had contractors and everybody, whatever we needed to do so those that own their homes could stay there. And that wasn't going to work. We saw it wasn't. So the next thing is, let's help move them. There were like 54 families in there, and the day that the lights got turned off, we still had 14 to get out before dark. And there again, people came with trucks, trailers, boxes, whatever we needed. And Jason Atha gave us lights. So by the time, I think it was about 9:30, we had the last family secure, either in a motel, their stuff was in storage. And when the lights finally went out, now these were Jason's lights. The other lights had been out since 7 o'clock that morning. And we left. There was just this feeling of peace that you got knowing that this was a God thing and a community thing, and these people were secure. And so now we do keep up with some of them. Actually, one young lady is my store manager, and she is phenomenal. She manages both of the stores. Just a precious young lady, and we help them get out. And unfortunately, her dad was working for me. He passed away. Her husband, who's in his 30s, has just been put on hospice care with cancer. And so you just see that God puts people with us for us to take care of them. And she's done a great job for us. So we never know what comes out of the situations that we're in. We are definitely dealing with the homeless situation. You know, we have them everywhere. They're in and they're out. A lot of them are, you know, needing medication, psychological meds. And so what they're doing is they're self-medicating, which is street drugs. But has it increased over the 21 years I've been there? Absolutely. It's a huge problem. But it's not just here, it's all over the United States. Childhood hunger is all over the United States. Seniors in crisis is all over the United States. When will we find a solution? Well, one solution I can tell them is you got to give a senior citizen more than $15 food stamps a month. You know, that is one of the things that you see a lot of. But in the 30 years of Fish, Fish has just been there for whatever was needed, the safety net. I believe the community is healthier due to Fish. I believe a lot of people are happier, less hunger. I tell everybody there is never a reason for anybody in Walton County to be hungry. We never turn anyone away for food, ever. And I will tell you this, that the COVID payments that people have been given, we can tell because the rental and utility assistance has been lower, much lower, because we ask them. And we actually ask them to bring their bank statement in and show us that you didn't receive. And if they've received it, what did you spend it on? We do feel that people need to understand, you know, that there is an accountability with those funds there to help your family. My heart goes out to the landlords right now. There are actually people that are working and not paying their rent. And it, you know, a landlord can go broke like that. And that puts his family in poverty. So we look at all sides of it. You know, I go to fight for those that I serve, but I also go to fight for those who give of their funds and give of their time. Because when you do that, you're saying you trust and believe in what Fish stands for and what Fish does. And so we have a very strong, how would you say, embedded need to make sure that what we do is the right thing. It's really difficult sometimes to make those decisions, but when we talk about funding, you wouldn't believe in the middle of a COVID how the funds came in. We had, for the first time in my 21 years, we had someone actually give us a home donated to us. We put it on the market and it sold within 48 hours. It was actually a little modular home, but it was incredible. And that's going to help us to do repair work and things that we need. Because when someone gives us funds for Fish for Kids, it goes to Fish for Kids. If someone gives us funds and says we want this for the Seniors in Crisis program, it goes to the Seniors in Crisis program. We never commingle or do anything like that because we want to make sure that what we do is to continue to keep the trust of those that we serve. So of that 30 years, Kiwanis has been always a very big and supportive part of Fish and Fish for Kids. And for that, I say thank you. We couldn't do it without you guys. Not just the financial part, but that your trust in us and your belief in us. It's a new climate, you know, and we struggle. You know, people would say, you know, like during the farm to family, you know, put out your bucket, Cindy, ask for donations. This food's been paid for. This food is not for donations. We've had people that when they receive food from Walmart, DC or whatever, you know, they're making a load of money, charging $10 just to come in and get your box of food, and you can't. It's illegal. You're not supposed to do that. You have a hard time when you're financially strapped, but I told them we will never compromise ourselves like that. We're going to trust that God will provide what we need, and we're going to do the right thing for the right reasons. Is it always easy? No, it's not. I mean, we've gone through our battles and our times, but we've stood firm as children of God that we trust and obey. Because like the song says, there's no other way. And I'm very thankful for where we are today. And I give God the glory, and I give this community a great kudos for all that they do for us. We have saved a lot of lives through Fish Medical and Dental. We have touched a lot of children. We've got kids that have graduated and come back and are helping that are now professionals. So, and our little senior citizens, their day is a lot brighter when someone's knocking on their door, bringing them food and checking on them. They're not worried about where their next meal is coming from. They're not having to share their food with their kitty cat or their dog, because when they come, they've got dog food and cat food. You know, this community and every community has those in need. God says the poor will always be among you, and they will. Some will always be our children, but that's okay. Until you've walked in someone else's shoes and you've heard their story, you know, people want to tell you, oh, you know they could do better. They could have done. Cancer is a terrible thing, especially when it hits these young families. Sicknesses and illnesses, cars tearing up, just calamity after calamity. And if you don't have that support crew, and I've always called it like a pit crew, to help you get back on that track of life, you're going to sit there. So our goal is to be the pit crew, get the wheels back on and get them back on the road. We want them to prosper. We want to see them do well. And sometimes they just can't see past tomorrow. So I'm very appreciative to you guys. Y'all help us show them tomorrow. So, thank you for having me. Sorry. It's the pollen. We'll blame it on the pollen. But we do it together, and it is emotional. Because when we see lives saved and changed, and through COVID, we've learned a whole new appreciation for family, for time together, and to be back in the house of worship. So prayerfully we will learn not to take that for granted again. But we thank God that nobody had to go without during it. And so thanks again to you guys. Thank you for having me. Thank you for my chicken leg. I'm a chicken leg girl. That was good. So I love and appreciate each other. Any questions, guys? Would y'all have for me?
Who do y'all wholesale to?
It's a company called Two Peaches. Trying to figure out the name of the chain. It's like American thrift stores.
Okay.
And they actually take money from, they also go and collect for the Kidney Foundation.
Okay.
And so they give money to the Kidney Foundation for what they pick up under the Kidney Foundation's name.
Okay.
And I will say that the amount of, that we're very unique, that they don't do this for anybody else other than the Kidney Foundation. And so we're very unique that the price per poundage that we get, I did a lot of research, it's mint. It's mint.
So where do they take the product? Do they have a store that they take
everywhere?
To? So they're all over.
Yes, yes. And during COVID, Metro Trailer, we kind of kept them in business between us and Goodwill and Two Peaches because people weren't out, so we had so much product coming in, and we still have a lot of product coming in. People were home cleaning up and cleaning out, which was great. I mean, our sales are doubled what they were a year ago. Really, actually, let's look 2 years ago as the Ferris Market comparison. And then not to even mention the trailers, that we're getting that, because a lot of that would have been trashed. And then we have to pay to trash it. And then right now metal's back up, so they don't take any kind of exercise equipment, and we have bukus of exercise equipment, so we metal it. And I think right now it's 12 cents. So we're getting mint on that right now, whereas it wasn't anything. So we also broken copper things and brass and all of that, anything that's damaged that we can't sell in the store, we take it and every way we can get some extra money, we do. Yeah.
So you say metal's back up, so you can get money.
Yes. If you'll start seeing folks are getting their old banged up cars out of the fields again. Remember when that happened? Yeah. Well.
There you go.
Oh, that's true too.
You mentioned Conestoga Way closed, or was Conestoga, right? Where did most of those end up? Where did most of those families end up?
Oh goodness, we put them everywhere. We called out to the landlords, let them know whatever they had. We paid the deposits, which is normally what we don't do. It's in our bylaws and we don't do that.
But most of them stayed local?
Local Newton, we had some in Newton, maybe some, I think we had a couple in Winder. Now the last night I had about 6 families I had to put in the motel for the night. And then we rented about 14 storage units to get their stuff because there's a looting going on. So we wanted to get everybody out and safe. But yeah, just about everybody stayed nearby. And I will say, everybody had an improvement in their living arrangements. Yeah, so. And I even had some landlords that were very kind that even sent back the deposits to us, you know, to say thank you. So it was a really cool community thing, you know. Like I said, the politics don't matter. We just did what we had to do. And that's what we're supposed to do.
How many patients you seeing in the bed hasn't done part?
So
patients in the dental and
we have,
medical and the dental part?
we have what we would say our normal, because we maintain folks, you know, like a regular doctor's office. We have probably about 4,500. We have over 1,800 on a waiting list at dental. What we do at dental, we are increasing the number of dentists, which has been incredible. But what we do at dental is if they are emergent, meaning swollen, pain, and things like that, they always get worked in first. Someone that is cancer patient that needs to start their chemo, a lot of times they won't let them if they have any bad teeth. They have to get all their teeth taken care of because the infection, it sets in, it wouldn't be a good thing. So we have a priority on those, and we've been really blessed with some great dentists and you know, just working through that. And then we have the fitness center where our diabetic patients and heart patients can go and work out. They learn about proper feeding and eating and things like that. Dallas Hawk, y'all might know Dallas, and Sandy. Dallas runs that for us, and it's very spiritual. You know, we've had people saved up there, spiritually saved. So, you know, we try to take care of it all one stop. Come on in, we'll find Jesus while you're here, which is always a good thing.
Jesus while you're jogging.
That's right, Jesus while you're jogging. But yeah, the medical and dental is, it became a financial struggle there for a while. And then when we were able to do this, because what happens is we just write a check every month, $20,000 that we just put in it for the operating. So we work closely with the Walton County Healthcare Foundation and then the Georgia Baptist Medical Foundation. We get able to apply to them every other year. And of course, Piedmont Walton, I can't say enough about them. They provide our nurse practitioner. That is huge, because we can have that big facility, but we don't have a provider. We're just looking at each other. And the young lady we've got now, her name is Emily, and she is phenomenal. She even goes and sees the patients before they're released. These are the indigent. She sees those patients in the hospital, introduces herself, tells them about fish, and says, you need to come as soon as you get out. Because as you know, it's not good for as soon as someone's released within 30 days to be back. And a lot of that is because they're not maintaining, not getting meds or whatever. And so she goes and sees them, and then if they don't come and make their appointment, she's on the phone calling them. So I am just extremely thankful and impressed with that. But the hospital has been very, very good to us. And that makes a great partnership. And that keeps the prices at the hospital maintainable, because if you've got a huge emergency room bill, and we teach them and tell them, do not go to the ER, you know, come to us. You know, so, you know, for little things, let that ER be there for the true emergencies. So, but yeah, some really good stuff. Great community, thank you.
Today is an exciting day at the Arts Center. It's the first day of ticket sales for the Monroe Walton Center for the Arts Garden Tour, which is May 15th. We have early registration. You buy your tickets here at the Arts Center, and you get entered into a drawing at the end of April to win some of these many wonderful prizes. The tickets can only be purchased here at the Arts Center. They're $25 through April. There's a limited number of tickets. In May, the price goes up to $30 if we have tickets left. So come on down and get your garden tour ticket. We've already got this one lovely lady here trying to buy hers.
Yes, hi, I'm Carolyn Carnes, and we are actually here. We're members of the Arts Center, but we're here to buy our tickets because we wanted to be the first people in line to win some of these prizes, but also join the event. Hope to see you soon.
Remember, the tickets are only available here at the Arts Center. Our hours are Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 4. Friday and Saturday will be open 10 to 5. And the Sunday after Easter, we're going to have some summer hours. We'll be open Sunday 1 to 5. Come down here and buy your tickets and get entered into a wonderful drawing, and you're going to see some fabulous gardens.
Monroe Country Day School's mission is to inspire every student to have a passion for academic and personal excellence through creative learning, independent thinking, and selfless service to others. Students are exposed to the local community and provided opportunities for independent thinking.
What will you do with all the dirt? Some of the dirt you see has been hauled over here because they're going to have to build the finished floor, the elevation of the building, so that it's got to have the right kind of soil that will compact and tighten up for the footings of the building.
Monroe Country Day School values the whole child. Therefore, we believe in a holistic and integrated approach that involves the development of the student academically, personally, and socially. Monroe Country Day School believes that creative learning produces independent thinking and fosters a love of learning. Excellence is applied to all that we do. We strive to foster students that are pursuing strong academic and personal excellence. Project-based education is integrated into our curriculum.
When we go back in the classroom, we need the combined weight of you guys because we've got to figure our bridge, our mass bridge weight ratio, okay? You got to figure out how much weight it was that finally broke your bridge, okay? We need a scale for that. And then on Monday, we're going to redesign. We figured out where some of our flaws are. We're going to spend another week redesigning, all right?
Monroe Country Day School offers personalized education that begins with the personal knowledge of each student academically and each student's personal story. We believe that taking personal responsibilities for one's academic and personal choices produces strong, independent, capable, and confident citizens. Students are taught responsibility for self, peers, and community. Through service to one's peers and community, an equipped leader finds personal growth and fulfillment. We facilitate this leadership through providing experiences of service. Respect is the basis for good dialogue, independent thinking, and mutual enjoyment of life lived in community. Monroe Country Day School is designed for families who see the value of educating the whole child. Monroe Country Day School will reach its mission by maintaining small class sizes, offering project-based learning and a high-level curriculum, and by providing service opportunities in an aesthetically pleasing environment. Monroe Country Day School has positioned itself to produce a community of young people who are strong in mind and character and living as contributing members in their community. For more information, please contact Mandy Wellington, Admissions Director, at 770-267-8955.
Growing up in the South, I knew the value of that summer garden. A lot of us have busy lives now and can't have a garden. So if you don't want to eat out of a can, you either go pick it yourself at a farm, or you can take a short drive to the Crow's Nest.
Well, the Crow's Nest started on a whim. We decided that this end of town needed a little produce, and there are several farmers out here that we buy local from, and we just decided to come closer to them. And Kim Crow, who owns the Crow's store next door, was gracious enough to rent this for us, and we got started 4 years ago. Well, we carry a lot of seasonal, which is your local squash, zucchini, tomatoes, okra, beans, and cantaloupe, watermelons. Anything that we can find that's local, we'll get.
What really took me back was the smell. When you walk in this place, it is delicious to your nose. All of the fruits and the vegetables mixed together, it is amazing. Then when you walk through here, you see all this fresh produce, the fresh vegetables and the fresh fruit. It is amazing. I loaded up with some sweet corn and it was delicious. I'll definitely go back. This is a great place. I recommend.
The difference is freshness. And we strive to have the freshest produce in town.
We go to the market about every other day to get fresh.
Correct. And we get it local from our farmers. And the freshness has a better taste because grocery stores shelf, and that takes all the vitamins and the freshness out of it. So buying local is the best way to go.